Let's just try to get back to basics. We'll hit an MCU rumor, we'll talk about the top 10, and we'll open a couple of boxes. Let's just have some fun. Hello and welcome back, everybody. Well, as you can see, I'm in a slightly better mood now. We're going to just do a couple little simple things tonight just to get together and have some fun. Reminder, please click subscribe, like. We've got a couple boxes we are going to open up. Going to touch base on one of the new MCU production rumors that I heard today and why I think it may make sense and why it may not. And I'm going to be looking at the top 10 list that was reported on Comic Tom 101 and give you my take on it. So, first, we'll try to multitask a little bit. We'll open up one of the packages as we're talking. So I'm watching Everything Always before, and they're talking about a new production of Fantastic Four. That movie-wise, not TV show for Disney Plus. This has actually been the rumor's been listed by somebody who is supposedly reputable, but I can't speak for them. I don't know them. And they're going by the code name Solve Everything Productions, which, if you're a big Fantastic Four reader, you know that Solve Everything was actually a storyline in Fantastic Four, and you know that they like to have their production lines, the production names, covertly tell you what it is. But what was funny was that in the page on Everything Always, they showed Fantastic Four, The Coming of Galactus. Now, The Coming of Galactus, that would be fantastic. And I really think that since they're going cosmic, Galactus and Silver Surfer are going to be making their introduction at the same time. Looks like this, if it doesn't get delayed by COVID and delayed by everything else, will probably be slated somewhere in the 2023 window for hitting release in the movie theater. And if they do go with the Solve Everything idea, that storyline, it basically was the Council of Reeds, which is Reed Richards from every possible multiverse, left their family, left their universes, and joined the multiverse panel of Reed Richards with the intention of solving all the problems that were enough that they affected the multiverse as a whole. They weren't worried about if one particular Earth got destroyed by Galactus. They were worried about if something happened that was going to be destroying universes or multiple universes. So, and in the storyline, Reed Richards has to choose whether or not he's going to join this council and serve the greater good or stay with his family, which is, at this point in the comics already has Franklin Richards. He's married to Sue Storm. So I don't think that the MCU needs to show the origin of Fantastic Four. And based on what they did with Spider-Man, they're not going to. They didn't show the origin of Spider-Man because it's been shown so many times, everybody already knows it. They didn't show the origin of the Hulk because everybody already knows it. They did with Iron Man because they wanted a lot of people don't know the origin of Iron Man and why he started and everything. So it wasn't a character that had been made into many movies. That being said, will they bring in... I see the whole idea of the multiverse because it'll play off of what's going on with the Doctor Strange and the WandaVision and everything else that's coming up. But to jump right in with kids and have to do something which almost looks like a Rick and Morty takeoff, I don't know. I don't know if the Council of Reeds is going to be the whole storyline. I do believe in the Galactus Silver Surfer. That makes more sense. That's following more the cosmic that's going to be going on. And that also means that as these stories come out, FF 48, 49, those are going to shoot up even higher. First appearances of Silver Surfer and Galactus, they're already out of reach. Well, they're going to get further out of reach. So that's my take on that. I'm excited to know that. I mean, I was never a big Spider-Man fan, but I was also, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four fan, but I was never a big Iron Man fan either until I saw Robert Downey Jr. portray it, and I absolutely love the character now. So, first book that we got, yay, TMNT, da-da-da-da. Retailer Incentive, 110. I was able to get that, snag a good copy at a decent price. And I see one, I'll have to check that. That almost looks like a scratch line on that. Let's take a look at this. By the way, I personally hate tape. Tape comes out, it goes bye-bye. Every one of my bags I use is the resealable. It has like the gummy strip in the back. You can't mess up. And has anybody seen my CGC unveilings? I need every chance to not mess up as possible. No, that line was in the bag. That's good. That's fine. I see a couple, 1, 2, 3. A little bit of waviness to it. Okay. Provided that I learn more, this book is severely pressable. And I'm looking forward to getting a good grade on this, but what else is new? I am progressing with my practicing of different techniques, and I would love to say thank you so much for the comments that I've gotten, little tips of things that I should be trying to do. Using a piece of inkjet paper is a great thing. I'm going to give that a shot. And shout out to Dr. Doom for having a nice conversation with me concerning different ways of cleaning. He told me to use my cloth that I use on my eyeglasses. I use a paper towel, okay? I don't take care of my glasses. I have to stop by Walmart and get some kind of a jewelry cloth cleaner, as he suggested. And it made me remember a long time ago I used to be into baseball cards. And a friend of mine, actually, there's another dealer, at a show I bought a Johnny Bench rookie card, 1968. Looked really nice, except for the fact that right in the front, in the middle of it, had a big blob of wax from the wax pack. And I think I just wanted to have it because 1968 is my birth year. And everything else looked good except for that. I'm like, you know what? I don't care. What do you want for it? He wanted 25. I'm like, take it, sure. I just wanted the card. And he walked away, and this older guy sitting next to me, he's sitting there, rub some pantyhose on it. Excuse me? Rub some pantyhose on it to clean it up. All right, well, the first thing I had to do was go to a store, and if any of you guys remember the eggs that pantyhose used to come in for the brand Legs, that's what I did. I went and I bought an egg, and I'm the only guy at the checkout counter in the in the 90s buying pantyhose. So I got back to the show, and I did this at the show while I'm there. I had a friend watching the table, and I'm just talking to people, and I'm not even really paying attention, just lightly, no pressure, rubbing this wax with pantyhose. Yeah, this was back before it was really acceptable for a guy to be handling pantyhose. But I started looking down, and I'm like, whoa, this is looking really nice. Whoa, this is looking really nice. And after about 2 hours of just having chats and doing this, I looked down at a card that looked like it had just been printed. It took off 99% of the wax, and the remaining 1% kind of made a uniform glossy film over this card. I'm like, that's absolutely gorgeous. And I put it into a holder, and I put it inside my showcase just because I wanted to show it off. And at the end of the show, another person came by and said, I'm missing Johnny Bench and Nolan Ryan for the 1960. Nolan Ryan's rookie card is also 68 for my set. That's one of the best Johnny Bench rookies I've seen. How much do you want for it? And I said, actually, I kind of got that one for myself and just put it in there to show it off. And he offered me $195. And like, I paid $25 plus $4 for pantyhose. This is one heck of a markup, and I didn't have a good show, so I wound up selling it, and I kind of regret because I missed that card. But stupid little thing for cleaning up, though. Never turning away from those old guys with the crazy ideas. They work sometimes. So let's start talking about the top 10. While I'm slowly opening up the next box. from Scorpion Comics. I know what that one is already. Anyway, number 10 came in was The Last Ronin, New York City Comic-Con variant. I'm not crazy about variants. I think I've made this clear. I know that people don't want, they suffer from FOMO. Okay, they want to make sure that they don't miss out and not buy that one comic that shoots through the roof. The only problem is that if 1 out of 10 shoot through the roof, that means your other 9 dove into the basement. You would probably save money if you didn't buy any of the variants. And the money that you would have spent on those 10, spend them on the one when you see which one is going up. Okay, you'll probably save money that way. Me personally, I would take the money from the 10 of those and buy an FF number 48. Okay, the New York City variant, there's 1,400 of them made. Right now, it's very high. It's right on everybody's radar. Everybody's talking about it. Everything is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And everything is Last Ronin. And people see how much the regular edition got messed up. They're already on the second print of that. So they're trying to snatch this up before it shoots up in price. I think in 3 months, this is going to be a book that is taking a nosedive and you're going to lose money on it. And I hope if you bought it, I hope I'm wrong. Okay? I don't ever wish anybody to lose money. I want everybody to have the best books in their collection. If you really want to have this, in my opinion, I'd wait for it to calm down. DC V for Vendetta. Number 1. This is something that this time of year, every year, it's always the hottest. It's not super high expensive. It's about $25 for the raw and about $120 for the 9.8. Any 9.8, especially from 1988, 32 years ago, $120 is really not that bad. By the way, V for Vendetta is one of my top 5 favorite films. Okay, I've watched that film probably as many times as I've watched Empire Strikes Back, which is a lot. I wouldn't buy this book in November. I'd wait and buy it in March, May, April, somewhere in that time frame. And, try to save a little bit of money. So, but if you get it, $120 for number 1 and a 9.8, it's not bad. It's not a bad thing to have. So, Wonder Woman Annual number 4 came in at number 8 with the new Brazilian Wonder Woman. And we got selling for $35 for a high raw. Okay, now this is being fueled a lot by the people in Brazil, all supposedly having big parties and everything, celebrating the fact that there's a new Brazilian character and it's Wonder Woman. I have no idea how many people are reading Wonder Woman comics in Brazil. I don't know if it's 50 or 5 million. I couldn't tell you. What I can tell you is this is all hype at the moment, that once the celebrations calm down, the bottom line is it's still an annual. It's annual number 4. And how many annuals really go up? Think about that one for a second. Is this going to be like X-Men annual first appearance of Gambit? Possibly. But I think $34 high for the raw. That's way too much for a new annual book. And I'll secure my copy in 3 months. Batman number 638. Hey, I was actually happy to see this one on the list. I went to my box and pulled it out. Like, hey, I've got one. I might actually have to take a look and see if I can avoid screwing this up by pressing, but it's a really good copy of this one. And the reason is that the Jason Todd, first appearance of Red Hood, showed up in the show. And are they going to continue using him? Will it trickle into the new Batman movie? That's going to be the big key. Because, you see the characters that appeared on the Netflix shows, and they spike a little bit, and then they come back down. And, like the Red Hood, that one spiked when it first, it went up when it first came out, and then it went back down. Now that it's on the show and it's going up, is it going to sustain it? Only if it stays in the public eye. That's the only thing. I hope it does, but I don't expect it to. See what it is. If you want to grab a copy. But I'm not a big fan of buying things that appear on the hot list because it If it's on the hot list, that means it's already being sold a lot. God of War #1. $45 average raw and $110 for a 9.8. And they said that 2 weeks ago it was selling $50 for a 9.8. This is just another optioned show. So you like playing craps, roll the dice, take a look. Good luck. I don't chase down every optioned show. Okay? And if I 3 months from now, whether it turns into a show or not, in 3 months from now, this book is going to be down. Because everybody that wants to get it is going to get it. Everybody that doesn't believe in it is going to dump it. And in 3 months from now, they're not going to have a storyline. They're not going to have a cast. They're not going to have a show. If they are going forward with this, it's going to take at least a year. So don't buy it at the high point. This is the way I look at it. nchgirl #1. This one is the exception to the rule. Well, it's not really, because nchgirl #1, $40 average for the raw and $183 sales for a 9.8. This one already has a screenwriter. So this optioned book is actually moving forward. I'm not sure what platform it is. I thought I saw in the picture that it was going on Disney Plus, and I don't know anything about nchgirl, if it's like a Lumberjanes kind of cuteness, or if it's something something's killing Joel. I don't know anything about it. They've already got a screenwriter. I'd go out to the $40 raw, try to get one in a store, try to see if you could pick your own 9.8. I think $183 is a bit high. From what I understand, there is a variant out there that sells for about $25. That actually looks like a pretty nice copy, but I don't know what the print run is on that. Far Section #1, Being Animal. It's $25 for the raw. Again, it's another spec book. It's a spec for HBO. I think HBO has purchased the option. Doesn't mean they're going to make the show. If they are, it's another year. That's another roll of dice. I'm personally staying away from it. A-Force #1. So Letitia Wright actually made the comment, an all-female Avengers team is only a matter of time. Now that doesn't mean that she's already been told that they're going to make one. And I don't know in what context she said that, and I don't know when she said that. Maybe it was in an interview when they were talking about that big scene in Avengers when all the women got together in Endgame. And somebody said, what did you think about having all those women together at the end of Avengers? Oh, maybe at that point she said, well, an all-female Avengers movie is just a matter of time. Maybe we're just going to keep expanding until we have all-women Avenger team. It's very possible. But based on just that, A-Force #1, which is an all-female Avengers comic book, has practically doubled in price. I'm not sold on that one comment meaning that in 2025 we're going to get an all Avengers female team, which would be kind of cool to watch actually. But even if it is, between now and 2025, you don't think that book is going to dip back down? I mean, come on, guys. Star Wars #81. This one I think is on its way up and it's not going to go back down. This is from the original print run of Star Wars, #81, and it shows in the comic book Boba Fett escaping the Sarlacc pit. Now, if you've watched The Mandalorian Season 2, you know why Boba Fett escaping the Sarlacc pit is important. $45 raw, $225 for a 9.8. I think any 9.8 from the original Star Wars run is going to run you $200. I don't care which issue it is. It's the original Star Wars run, and everybody who's a Star Wars fan and a comic book fan wants it. 45 for a high raw, that one I think is worth it. And I think this book is going to go up even more as Mandalorian Season 2 continues. There's good storylines that could be going out with the bounty hunters. Mandalorians are, in general, just a popular thing. And anytime anything happens with Mandalorians, Boba Fett comes out. Okay? And I don't even know if Boba Fett himself was ever went to Mandalore. What we do know is that he is a cloned son of Jango Fett. And Jango was a Mandalore. Did he raise him the Mandalore way? Probably. But did he ever, did he practice it all the way? I don't know. But that story would be wonderful to watch. And I'm sure that that's a story that people are craving for. So anything Boba Fett, any major key issues of Boba Fett are going to go up. Star Wars number 42. First appearance of Boba Fett in comic books. Definitely going to go up. By the way, a little trivia. That's not the first appearance of Boba Fett in the Star Wars universe. Empire Strikes Back was not the first appearance. First appearance was the Christmas special, which nobody is allowed to watch. I think it's actually a federal law, that's been banned. And number one on the list was crossover number one secret variant. $35 to $50 for the Raw. Seriously? How many? It was a 1 in 10. And I'm seeing, even in the interview on Comic Con, the guy said our store got 141 copies. And one out of every 10 was a variant. And they shipped them all out. They weren't even paying attention to them. So there's 2,000 comic stores. And if you're averaging 15 copies per store, it's 30,000 issues. And we're not even talking about other ones that have gone to major distributors. There could be 50,000 copies of this. We don't know. I don't think that Image printed that many. But that's interesting. I like this box up. I will keep that. I don't think that there's any way that book is going to keep its value long term. I think this is going to be one of those ones that we look back 3 months from now, 4 months from now, 6 months from now, and go, wow. I think it's going to be a Thor number 5, Black Winter. It's just, yeah. Anyway, that was my take on the top 5. And here's the other one that I opened up. And man, you know what? I like this one even more in person. I think I'm going to try to get this one graded. And this is going to personal collection me. This is Dear Becky, number 1. Da-da-da. They gave it sent to me in a very nice Mylar bag. This presents so nicely. This is great. So I got 2 books added to the collection. And we went through the top 10 and we talked about a little bit of fun with the MCU. And hopefully everybody had a great weekend. I actually had to go to work today, which sucked. But, which also meant I couldn't get my rum on. But anyway, I hope you guys had some fun with me today. Please subscribe, like, add your comments. I love them. And you guys have a wonderful one, and I'll see you soon.